besties. So I just finished Wolf by Paisley Hope. I rated this one 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely freaking loved this book. I honestly had no idea what it was, except it probably was like a biker romance because they're sitting on a bike when I got into this. The reason I chose this book is because Paisley Hope is one of the authors that I'm going to be meeting at a book signing convention next year. I'm pretty sure it's Wild and Windy Chicago, but I'm not sure. So when I landed on her name, I knew I had a book by her. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get into it. Hopefully I like it. We will see. I get into it and halfway through it, I'm like, yeah, she's going on my automatically going to pre-order list. She's on that list, and when she opens up her pre-orders, I will be pre-ordering from her because I loved this book. It is a dark romance biker book. There are things in here that if you have triggers, you probably should read the trigger warning. But like I've mentioned before, this girl doesn't have triggers, so we don't read those. We just skip that page. Here's your one warning. If you haven't read this book and you don't want spoilers, stop watching this video now. But this book follows Brindley and Wolf, aka Gabriel. Gabriel is the biker president of an outlaw biker club in some freaking state. Don't know where, don't remember where. That's all I know. He's an ex-Marine, or he's like a vet. So he spent some time in the service, and he grew up with a really crappy household. And so that has made him like not believing in love at all. Brindley is just getting out of a really boring relationship and has decided to move back home once that relationship ended, because her parents are gone and her parents left her this big house in this little town. So she's gone back home, and that's where she runs into her high school best friend, who is now engaged to a biker. And that's how Brindley gets around bikers for the first time. Gabriel and Brindley like spot each other on the street because he's doing some kind of business at a place right next to where Brindley was at a coffee shop one week. And she's like staring at him hardcore. And he eventually notices her and staring at her. And then they don't say anything, and then they just go their separate ways and whatever. A week later goes by, and Brindley is at her best friend's rehearsal dinner. And that's where she runs into Gabriel again. And eventually they start talking, and Gabriel is all like, eventually he's just come to the conclusion that he wants her and that she's going to be his for like however long it takes to get her out of his system. She wants him, but she's raised in the church. And so the whole biker life is not something that she's used to. She's used to like looking down on them and judging them like just from the way she was raised. Eventually some things happen. They end up getting into they end up rolling around in the hay. This is what I'm trying to say. And if you don't know what that phrase means, I'm sorry. There's no PG-ish version of that I could say on here. Then Brindley ends up seeing something that only club members were supposed to see. And it was either unalive her or make her his. So Gabriel chooses to make her his. And so he puts her under his protection, and just kind of go from there. There are some violent parts in it because they're obviously a biker gang, and there are going to be like fights with other rival biker gangs. I will say, I do know the next book, I think it's called Dove. It follows Brindley's best friend and the person that she ends up marrying. I wish that book had come before this one, because you already know that they're like in their happily ever after stage. I guess it'd be cool to like know how they got there, but I do wish their book had come first, because this is the first book in this series, but you already get to the point where like, you know, they end up together and they end up married. Am I gonna read it still? Yes. Do I need to buy it still? Yes. We're getting there. If any of this sounds like something that you'd be interested in reading, go check out Wolf by Paisley Hope, especially if you like dark biker romances with a good girl and a bad boy. There is a lot of blood play in this book, I will say. Just to give you a little warning of all the things that are about to happen to you in this book. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.